Hey everyone, and once again welcome to WsCubeTech English channel. Myself Omar Taskir. Guys, in this particular video, I'm going to talk about the app install campaign. So basically, I'm not going to create the campaign over here in this particular video. I will be talking about the initial requirements or understanding of app install campaigns. And one thing which I personally feel is the app install campaigns are comparatively easier than other campaigns like search campaigns or the video campaigns, what I believe is right. So this is only my personal opinion. So guys, in this particular video, I'll be talking about some conversion setups and everything, and what kind of prerequisites are there while setting up this kind of campaigns or while setting up app install campaigns. So we'll be discussing around those topics, those things. And from next particular video, we will be talking about how can we actually start creating app install campaigns. But again, this is a very important video where you will understand the basics and the concepts with regards to app install campaign. So actually, before starting this video, I would like to request you to please do subscribe this channel and don't forget to press the notification bell so that you do not miss any one of our upcoming videos. So guys, whenever we are creating app campaigns, right, app related campaigns, I will mention over here app related campaigns. So whenever you are going to create the app related campaigns, you have two broad options, right? One is app installs, right? So you can drive installs, right? This one is the first thing that you can do. And the second thing is based on in-app actions, you can set up the conversions, right? Set up the conversions, or you can drive, in other words, what we can say is, or you can drive in-app actions, right? So these are the two things that you can basically do while creating your app related campaigns or while created app growth campaigns in your Google Ads, right? So when we talk about app install campaigns, right? So whenever your app is installed, right? Whenever your app is installed, it is basically a conversion for you, right? Whenever your app is installed, is basically a conversion for you, and you know the importance of conversion, that we have to create the conversions to track them, to understand that conversions are happening, and also to basically provide some data to Google Ads system, right? That this particular thing is a conversion for us, and it is now happening, and it is now recording, and now you can further optimize my campaigns based on those conversions or those data, right? So this is why we basically define our conversions and everything, right? So whenever you are looking to define conversions, which is like app install, right, you do not have to do much, right? It's a very basic setting. You can just simply set up your installs as conversion, and then you can run your app install campaigns. But when we are looking to basically drive these in-app actions, or we want to have these kind of in-app actions, what we have to do first is we have to define our conversion, define these in-app actions as conversion. Now this is a tricky part, right? This one is a tricky part, and for this thing what we have to do is, here the requirement is that we have to connect Google Play Console and Google Ads account, right? Google Ads account. So starting from this thing, when I told you that, okay, whenever we are looking to create app related campaigns, we have two options. Either we can go for the app installs, we can maximize our installs, or we can basically drive more and more app actions, in-app actions, right? So whenever we are coming to our this Google Ads platform, and if so we can create new campaign over here. Let me select the account first, and then we have to select the app install campaigns, right? This is what we have to do. We have to select the app install campaign. Now we have these options, like we want to increase our app installs, we want new people to install our app, or we want app engagement, that is basically whatever actions are there within our app, we want people to take those actions, right? So for this specific thing, what we have to do is, the important thing is that we have to connect Google Play account, right? Google Play account to Google Ads account, then only we can run these kind of campaigns. And for the app install, it is basically not required, right? So now let me select my app over here, let me put the name of the app, and then we can simply click on continue over here. Now we are at this part. Now if we want to bid at install volume, right, you see over here we have this option where we can bid on install volumes. Here we want to increase our app installs. So in this particular video, we will be seeing that how can we actually connect our Google Play Console to Google Ads account, right? So what we have to do is basically we have to come over here. First of all, you have to see how your this Play Console account actually looks like. So let me click on go to Play Console, and here we are now logging into this Google Play Console, and then we have different apps over here. Now what we have to do is basically we have to come back to our this ads account. Over here we have to go to tools and settings, and over here we have to go to this like linked accounts, and let me leave this thing where we were creating an app, install campaign, and then we have to click on this Google Play over here, and then we have to click on this link. We have to enter the ID. So right now let me enter the ID, WsCubeTech app at the rate of gmail.com, and then we have to send the request, right? So right now it is saying awaiting, right? So we have to come back to our Play Console thing. We have to go to settings, and over here we have this linked account option. Now what we have to do is basically we have to approve, right? Whatever notification we are getting over here, we have to approve this thing. You can see over here 8633 is requesting for the connection. So you can see over here it's like 8633, right? 8633, which is requesting for the connection. So what we have to do is we have to simply approve this thing. Now our Google Ads account and Google Play both are now connected, right? So we come back over here, and right now it's saying awaiting. Now let me refresh this. It might change its status. Now as soon as I have refreshed this, you can see over here now it is showing linked, right? So these accounts are now linked. Now what you can do is basically you can create the audience based on the app users, and then if you want to create the conversions, then also you can use this in-app actions to create the conversion. So you have all these options, right? Whenever you click on this big plus symbol over here, now you have the option of selecting installs as the conversions, and in-app purchases also, or in-app actions also as the conversions, right? So this can be only done if your Google Play is connected to your Google Ads account. So if you are looking to advertise on the basis of the in-app actions, then you have this option. And for this, first of all, what you have to do is basically connect these two things. So this is what we actually learned in this particular video. How can we actually connect Google Play Console to Google Ads account? That's it. We are basically going to see that how can we actually import conversions from Google Firebase into our Google Ads account. Yes guys, how can we actually import conversions from Google Firebase into our Google Ads account? So this is what we are going to learn in this particular video. So guys, as we were doing earlier, we were using Google Analytics to import some conversions, right? To import some actions which were there into Google Analytics in the form of goal. We were importing those goals in the form of conversions into Google Ads account, and that one was basically for our website, right? So we were tracking, we were basically studying the interactions on our website, and we were marking them as goals, and then we were importing those goals into our Google Ads platform as conversions. Now what we are going to do over here is basically very much similar to that thing only, but here we are using Firebase, and we are using Firebase to basically import some actions, in-app actions in the form of conversions into Google Ads account. Now there are two platforms. So what we have to do is how we can start this thing. First of all, what we have to basically connect these two things, right? So how can we do this? Let me tell you. So as soon as you are here into your Firebase project, now what you have to do is you have to simply click on this setting gear section over here, and then you have to go to this users and permissions over here. As soon as you are into this users and permission, what you have to do is you have to add member, just I did, like wscubetech.su@gmail.com, right? So you have to add one email address or the member over here, and you have to assign the role, right? So as I did over here, what happens is, see, I have picked this particular ID from here, and now I have entered this particular ID over here and added as member. Now as soon as you will add one member over here, now what you have to do is you have to basically go to tools and settings, and then you have to go to this linked account section, and from here you have to go to this Google Analytics and Firebase. So this is the very basic step that you have to follow. Now what you have to do is, as soon as you entered your this add member option over here, you will be able to see your properties over here. So what you have to do is simply click on this link, right? So simply you have to click on this link section over here, and these are the different applications which were there. So as soon as you will click on this link section, the in-app actions of this particular application will be connected, right? Will be connected. So this property will be actually connected, and along with this property, the in-app actions will also be connected. What kind of in-app actions you can see over here? If you come to this conversion section over here, which is under the analytics part of the Firebase, what you see over here is there are different in-app actions, right? So you can see these things over here like add to cart, add to wish list. These all are different actions which are basically marked as conversions over here, right? So now from this particular Firebase account, we are now going to import conversions into our Google Apps platform. So how we can do this? Now we have linked these property. Right now what we have to do is we have to simply come to this tools and settings once again, and we have to go to conversions. For creating the conversions, now we have to click on this plus, and then what we have to do is basically we have to import, right? So we are clicking on this import, and then we will be using this thing which is like Google Analytics 4 properties and app Firebase, and then we will click on continue. So as soon as we are clicking on the continue, you can see from this project ID we have all these different conversions which were mentioned over here, like begin checkout. You can see begin checkout is mentioned over here. So you can select anything over here, right? Anything over here, and you can mark it as conversion. So as soon as you are clicking this thing and you are marking this as conversion, you can see this one is basically a conversion for us now. And now if you go to your new app related campaigns, right, as I am doing it right now, if we go to our campaign setup over here, so we are going to our campaign section over here, and we are going to create a new campaign over here, right? So let's do it. So we have to go to app. Now we have to select this app engagement, and we have to select our app also over here. Now we have to select on app install, select our application over here, and continue. So now what you can do is basically once you come over here, install volume, now you are seeing this option also in app actions, and now you can basically select this thing as conversion, right? Which is like a begin checkout, or this one as in-app action, which is now a conversion for us. So this is one of the advantage of using Firebase to import conversions into your Google Ads account, and this is how we can do this thing, right? So that's it. We are basically going to see that how can we actually create an app install campaign from the very scratch. We know about the basics of app install campaigns, how they actually look like, and what are the different options which are present in creating app install campaigns. So let's begin and create an app install campaign from the very scratch. So we have to start from those basic steps. We have to come to our campaign section over here, and then we have to go to this plus section. Then we have to go to new campaign. We have to create an app install campaign. We can select this thing also, like create a campaign without a goal guidance, and then we can go to app install campaign from here, or we can also select this one, right, app promotion, and then we can select a campaign subtype which is app install, which is now our requirement because we are not looking to create an app engagement related campaign. We want to increase the numbers of installs in our app, right? So now we have selected this app. We have both the options available over here. Either we can go with this campaign without a goal guidance, or we can choose this app promotion option also, right? So let it be selected like this only, app install, and then we will click on this Android over here, and then we'll put our app name, right? So since we haven't selected any app, now what we can do is basically, so now I have selected my app. Now we have to click on continue, and then we have to write our campaign name, right? So this is app install for learn digital marketing app. So we can write it like this. It will basically indicate that what kind of campaign it is. So it is app install for learn digital marketing. Now we have options of like setting up location. So I'll be setting up India, and I want to advertise in all the location. Now I'll put my budget to be rupees 500, and I'll bid on install volume. It will be for all the users, and I'll set a target cost per install, which is basically optional, but yes, I'll set it over here like for rupees 5, and then I'll see how much cost per install I am getting. If I am not getting good cost per installs, and I think my other campaign settings are good, then I can basically increase my cost per install, right? The amount that we have set over here. So that will come into the optimization part, where you are basically playing with the cost per install amount, or the target cost per install what you have entered over here, right? You will be playing with that particular thing. You'll be increasing, decreasing depending on how your campaign is performing, right? So we will be ignoring this thing for now, like start and end dates. It's not required. So now we have set few things over here, and then we have advanced settings also over here, which is related to data feed. Again, it is not required at this moment of time. Now we have set like campaign name, and we have set locations, we have set languages, budgets, bidding, and bidding is basically how much amount we want to pay for for a single install, right? And what will be the strategy for bidding, or what will be our main focus while we are bidding, that is like install volume, and then we have all users and our target cost per install. So we have set these things now. So these are the only settings that are there at the campaign level, and then we have to go to ad group level, and there we have to enter the assets, right? So as soon as we are at the ad group level, now we have the options of entering the different ad assets, and these ad assets will combine together to form an ad for us, and that will be that ad particularly will be shown on different placements, like on display network, search network, YouTube network, and like discovery network and Google Play, right? So our ad which will be made from different ad assets will show up over here on these different platforms. So we have different ad assets over here, and you can see what is written over here is your ads are generated from the text idea that you are going to put over here under the headlines and the descriptions, and also your uploaded assets will also contribute in generating your ads, and content from your Google Play Store. So whatever app is listed on your Google Play Store, so different assets from there also will also come into the picture, and they will again constitute to form a complete ad for you. And if your app is on Apple App Store, then it will pick up the assets from there also, right? So in this particular example, we know that we have selected an Android app, so it will be picking up the different assets of a Play Store only, right? So we have different ad assets over here, and now we have to enter the headlines, right? So we can start the headlines like learn digital marketing, okay, and then we can write over here like learn SEO, SMO, SMO, PPC, okay, and master digital marketing. Now what we can write is learn digital marketing in Hindi. So these are the different statements that we can use in Hindi. Perfect. Let me see if it is coming in the defined character limit or not. It is not coming. So let's leave this thing. Learn, we can write online marketing over here, right? And then we can write learn search engine optimization. I'm not sure will it come or not. Okay, it is not coming. So we can write search engine optimization tips over here. That will come, I believe. Yes, no, it's not coming. So we will write only search engine optimization. So we can put different headlines over here, and now you can see over here what it is showing, that okay, you have put 5 headlines over here, so it is fine now. And then we have to put some description also, and that is of like 90 characters. So I'm putting like learn digital marketing, like, or we can write master digital marketing. So what we can write over here is master digital marketing, learn SEO, SMO, and PPC advertising, learn in a fun way, test your knowledge in digital marketing through quizzes available. So now I'm writing it very randomly. You have the options, and you have to look after your app. You have to see what kind of features, functions, and options are available there in your app. Then you have to decide that what you are going to write over here, right? So we have entered 2 descriptions over here. Then we have the options of adding images. We can add images. So let me show you if we are adding like normal images. Recently you used and your assets, no images we can find over here, but we'll be selecting some random images. Okay, so I'm having some images over here, and let's select this one. So this is basically out of dimension, that is why it was creating problem. Now let us select any other image if we have. Let me select this one if it is working. No, it is again not working. So we have to look after these dimensions and everything. Then we have to upload the images over here. Then we can also upload some videos over here. We can also work on the HTML5 content over here. So we can do all these things. We can upload all these things, and we can see the preview how it is actually looking. Once all these things are done, Now what you have to do is you have to simply click on save and continue, and that's it. Your campaign is almost ready. Your campaign is almost ready to fire. And now what you can do is basically you can see over here that what kind of settings you have kept over here, right? I'll recommend you to use as much as ad assets you can. And if you are actually providing more ad assets to Google system, then Google will have more option to mix and match your ads, right? Ad assets, and that will basically help in optimizing your performance. So this is how you can create a simple basic app install campaign. And it's not like that you have created your app install campaign, it will keep running, right? You have to optimize it. It's not only limited to app install campaign. For each and every campaign, the setting up of campaign is the first part, right? Your first campaign is never your last campaign. Your first setting is never your last setting in your campaign. So whenever you are looking for some result oriented campaigns, what you have to do is basically you have to keep testing things. You have to keep optimizing your campaigns, no matter what kind of campaign it is, right? Say it can be like app install campaign, it can be like search campaign. Everywhere you actually need optimization to make your campaign stand out. We are basically going to talk about some of the optimization steps or optimization tips with regards to Google's app install campaign. So we'll be seeing how can we actually follow some steps, some basic steps to start the optimization in app install campaign. So before actually starting this particular video, I would like to request you to please do subscribe this channel and don't forget to press the notification bell so that you do not miss any one of the upcoming important video. So guys, you can see on my laptop screen, I have some insights over here. So right now I am logging into one of our ad account where we were running some digital marketing app related, install campaigns. And as you can see over here, we have some data over here, and over here what I can easily see is we have made like somewhere around 1.32 conversions. That is like conversion over here is basically the installs only. So we have made somewhere around 1300 installs for this learn digital marketing app. And our average, this one is basically the average, our average cost per conversion or cost per install over here is 1.21 rupee for this specific time period. This average is between this specific time period, and overall we spent somewhere around 1590 rupees, right? Somewhere around, and we got these much of clicks. And to be very precise, we ran this campaign, it's like a very old one, right? So we were running this campaign in 2018, also we were running in 2018, right? So we have this data from 2018. No ways, I just have to explain you some of the steps which we actually involve in optimizing our app install campaigns, or you should also follow these kind of steps in optimizing your app install campaign. So first of all, I would like to tell you one of the very important thing with regards to app install campaign. See, whenever you run campaign for increasing, right, whenever you run campaign for increasing the app installs, what you will see is you will see that okay, you are gaining you are basically gaining installs, right? So suppose if we take any scenario, suppose you spend like 200 rupees, right? 200 rupees, you spend 200 rupees for your campaigns, and you got like 100, you got 100 installs, right? So if we name it as installs, so the number of installs were 100. So here the cost per install became, rupees 2, right? So now you are happy that okay, I'm getting a single install for rupee 2, and now it is fine for us. Now we can basically scale our campaigns, or we can get more installs at this particular cost. But there is one thing which many people ignore. Whenever you are gaining installs, right, whenever you run paid campaigns, you are gaining installs. What you will see in your Play Console and in other analytics tools, whatever you are using, you will see that okay, you are gaining installs, more people are downloading your apps. But at the same time, parallelly, many of the people who actually downloaded your app, they also uninstall your app, right? So along with your gain in the installs, in the number of installs, you will also see a gain in number of uninstalls also. So suppose in this particular scenario, what I just mentioned over here, you spent 200 rupees, you got number of installs like 100 number of installs, and using simple mathematics, you calculated that okay, my cost per install is rupees 2, and now this one is into my budget and everything is going fine. But in the same period you also got some uninstalls, right? And these uninstalls, if we come to the numbers, these uninstalls, suppose that these uninstalls are 50, so your net installs, right, net installs are like 50 only, and you spent rupees 200, right? So this time what is your CPI? Your CPI is rupees 4. So now the angle actually changed, right? Earlier what we were seeing is our cost per install were rupees 2, but at this particular moment of time, when we are also considering uninstalls into like that strategy, or whenever we are calculating on the approaches of return on investment, what we are seeing over here is our cost per install is like rupees 4, right? So we have to consider these kind of things also, and again these kind of things are going to help us in basically doing much better optimization. Now whenever we talk about optimization of app install campus, now let's first figure out that what are the different variables that we can play with. So the first thing is your CPI, that is your maximum cost per install that you are basically willing to pay, or like your target CPI, target cost per install that we actually set, right? So this is the first thing that you can play with, that you can alter during the optimization strategies. Second is your location, right? So you have to see your location report and figure out that what is working for you and what is not working for you, and you can exclude and include locations over there in your locations report that I will show you, right? And you also have the options of playing with ad assets, right? So these are the different things, playing with ad assets. So these are the different things that you can do with regards to app install campaigns optimization. So first of all, what you have to do is you have to come over here in the settings section, and you can see what kind of settings you have made to this particular campaign. So this, the campaign name is Learn Digital Marketing App, and campaign status is paused, location is India, so we are targeting complete India, right? So it's like country level campaign. Then we have selected our languages to be English and Hindi. Budget is 400 rupees per day. Bidding is on install volumes, and you can see we were targeting at like cost per install rupees 2, and we were somewhere close to this thing only. And then we have data feed over here, which is actually not required in this particular moment of time. So now we have also seen the different settings that we have applied over here. Now what we can do is we can simply go to locations, and over here we can see what kind of targeting we made, right? So we got around 1196 conversions, that is somewhere around, I mean, close to, very close to 1200 app installs we got, and on an average our cost per install was like 1 rupees and 22 paisa, right? So we can straight away go to our geographic report, and over here we can click on this India. Now we can go to city level, right? So we can see that which city is performing well for us. So let's sort it on the basis of the conversion. So we can see over here that New Delhi, right? We got pretty good number of conversions from New Delhi, and also let us look at the cost per conversion. So we'll sort it by cost per conversion, okay, from low to high, and you can easily see, okay, from these different cities we haven't got any conversion. That is why it is showing us like this. So we'll scroll down more, and over here you can see we got installs at rupee like at 26 paisa also, but actually we got only one conversion from here, so it is not valuable for us, right? So we'll come down, and you can see over here we got 8 conversions from Punjab, some city from Punjab, and at the cost of like only 0.5, right? So again we can target these kind of cities to get more installs, because now we can easily figure out that okay, this particular city is working for us. And similarly, if any city which is not working for us, which is giving us costly installs, what we can do is basically we can exclude that city. So these are the different optimization tactics, steps that you can follow to get more installs. And you can see we got 28 from Noida at the cost of 0.69. Again, it is fine, right? And then there were few cities which were costing us like for more than 1 rupee for a single install, right? So this is what we can do with regards to this geographic report. And then we have ad group option over here. So if we go to ad group section, so here you can see the different assets that we uploaded in our campaign, and you can see the status of your assets, and also along with that you can also see the performance of your assets. So if you are not seeing any performance over here, what you can do is simply you can go over here, and you can, like, if you want to see cost per conversion over here, right? So we can select cost per conversion and we can apply this thing. So no need to worry if you are not seeing any data over here, or if you are seeing any useless data over here, you can simply go to your column section and add or remove according to your requirement, right? So these are the different steps, these are the different variables, and these are different things that can help you in optimizing your app install campaign. So that's it for this specific video. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.